Hey guys, it's Jess and I am so excited to be sharing another video for Maymay Made It with you today. If you know me at all by now, you can probably guess what I'm about to do for the background of this card. But I decided that I wanted to take another stab at creating my own background using smaller images. And to do that, I picked out the really super cute It's in the Mail stamp set. Now this features this cute little snail and all kinds of sentiments about snail mail and special deliveries and I don't know, all things happy mail, right? So I decided that I wanted to go ahead and get started stamping out a background featuring this adorable little snail. So I'm using detail ink. This is the Raven color from Brutus Monroe. I really like the crisp stamps that you get with this, and it works really well for creating your own backgrounds. It is Copic friendly as well, so you guys know that I love my Copic coloring. I do a whole lot of that, and this ink makes it really easy for me to get that done. So I'm also pulling out some of the other images from this stamp set, including this cute little envelope. I decided that I kind of wanted to mix and match things a little bit and sort of create I don't know, just my own, like, it kind of looks like pattern paper to me at the end, but I think it's just really super cute. I usually start with the largest image first and then work my way around using that image, then fill in the spaces with gradually smaller images. That way you don't get stuck with like only tiny images in the middle and all of that. And usually you start towards the center of the page and work your way out when you're creating your own background like this, just because it helps to spread your images out a little bit more. Today I was kind of being a little bit random, but I also wanted it to have some sort of pattern to it. I think it turned out really cute, but it took me a little bit to get where I wanted it. I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I kind of was just like, I think this will look nice. If not, I'll start over, no big deal. Luckily, I ended up liking it, so that's always a positive. So the really cool thing about this card, in my opinion, is at the end, you'll notice that I didn't make it for a particular occasion. I started out thinking, okay, I'm gonna make this a birthday card. It's gonna be a belated birthday, you know, the snail, he's late, whatever. That's super cute. And then I decided I paired it with another stamp set sentiment, and because of that sentiment, I decided to actually leave it without an occasion, because then I can use it for anything that I need to, and it doesn't have to be specifically for a birthday. I can use it for anything. So you'll see which stamp set I chose a little bit later. I'm going to leave it as a surprise for now. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of Copic coloring, not anything super intense, but it is going to take just a little while before I'm finished with that. So I'm going to turn on some music and let you watch, and I'll be back with you as soon as I'm done with that. Okay, now that we are all done with our background, we are moving on to our sentiment, and you can see which stamp set I chose. I am using a sentiment from a kind of unexpected stamp set. I'm using Stuck on You. This is actually one of my favorite stamps from Maymay, and I really, really love this one. I've used it in a previous card, so I'll link to that below so you guys can check it out if you want to. But I am just going to do my normal black strip of cardstock with white heat embossing. So I'm going to use the Brutus Monroe embossing ink, which you just saw there, and then now I am using the Alabaster embossing powder, also from Brutus Monroe. I use my mini Misty to do my sentiment strips because I like to be able to stamp it again if I need to, but you could definitely use an acrylic block or whatever kind of stamp positioner you have. Just going in with a dry paintbrush to get rid of some of the excess little bits of powder. We've had a lot more moisture in the air lately as spring comes around, so it has been a little more difficult to keep my backgrounds and my heat embossed sentiment strips perfectly clean, so the paintbrush is really handy for that. So I'm just trimming that down so that it was a little bit less bulky and had a little less extra space around the sentiment. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick that down to my card front. Now, I decided not to make this for a specific occasion like I mentioned, so I liked that the sentiment sort of matched the snail, because snails are kind of sticky and slimy, right? But also the envelopes and stuff, because you know you lick and stick the envelope to get it closed and all of that. So I thought it kind of worked doubly, and I thought it was a really cool way to stretch my stamps and get a little bit more out of them than I normally might have. So I cut down a piece of black and white striped cardstock. I absolutely love this. Usually I use it for floral cards, but I was feeling a little fancy and wanted to use it for my card today. And I thought it looked really nice with all of the black and red. I don't know, I thought it added a little bit of extra something to my card. So I'm going hog wild with the Brutus Monroe foam tape. If you guys haven't had a chance to check out their new foam tape, there is an updated version of this. So you can still buy this one, which is the 1/8 inch thick foam tape. But now there's also a 1/16 inch foam tape in black and white. So I know that a lot of us were trying to get a thinner foam as well. It is now available, and I will have that linked below in case you want to check it out. But this one I'm using the standard 1/8 inch, and it's really great for popping up an entire card front. Gives you a lot of really good dimension. So I'm going to use my tape runner to go ahead and apply my card front to a card base. I know that this probably seems redundant, but I wanted that border, and I also obviously wanted it mounted on a card so that it was a card and not just a piece of paper. So I went ahead and mounted the whole card front onto a top folding A2 size card base, just using white cardstock. Now I'm just going to pull out some red sequins. I wanted to keep it pretty standard. I didn't want to add too much because I thought it would be a little too distracting with all of the other stuff going on. So I added just a little bit of sparkle. I'm using the Brutus Monroe craft glue here. I really like this because it's extremely sticky. It works really, really great for holding things in place. And I haven't had any problems with it showing through. It dries nice and clear. The last thing that I decided to do is go ahead and add some glossy accents. It was a little clogged, don't judge, but I went ahead and added some glossy accents to the hearts, only the ones that were on the envelopes, because I thought that that would add just enough shine without being like too much. But that finished off my card. I set it aside to let it dry, and then I was able to get some great photographs of it. I hope you love it. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the future, and hit that bell notification icon so that you get notified every single time I go live and post a new video. That way you won't miss another thing. Talk to you guys next time. Bye.